Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business here and let's wake up my football gods. Wake up, guys. All right, guys, here we are. It is February 11th of the off season. But really, there is no off season. We know the Super Bowl was just a week and a couple of days ago, but here it is today, friends. Today, the NFL can actually, is the first day that the teams can actually sign CFL players. That's right. NFL teams can sign CFL players beginning today. But see, that's not the only significant day here in February because come 13 days from today, just 13 days from today, we end up having the combine begins at Lucas Oil Stadium. That's right. Less than 2 weeks, we're looking at the future stars of the NFL working out. I know it's a glorified workout and stuff, and it'll be fun because there'll be a lot of guys who they'll say, "Ooh, his combine numbers weren't good. He's not as good as we thought." And there's guys who are going to be workout warriors that they're going to say, "Oh my God, this guy, he is so fast. He's going to be a star," and ends up being a bust. We're going to maybe find out if somebody's staying off the weed or not staying off the weed and getting in trouble. But we'll be able to watch these guys working out in less than 2 weeks. But wait, if you act now, there's even more. Come the 25th of this month, 2 weeks from today, teams can start designating franchise tags and have until March 10th to franchise tag someone. That's 2 weeks. The Dallas Cowboys, well, they're on the clock for Dak Prescott. They have to figure out if they're going to go ahead and get that thing done so that way they can use that tag on somebody else, or use it on Dak and say, we're just not going to pay him. But these decisions are huge. For me, I believe that the best thing for the Cowboys is get this deal done sooner than later before it costs you more. If the NFLPA ends up getting the agreement done with the NFL owners, the salary cap's going to go up. Pat Mahomes, Deshaun Watson will get their deals. And that'll make the franchise tag go up as well as the cost of signing Dak Prescott. Now, there's a lot of people who are like, screw Dak, he's not worth $40 million. I'm not saying pay him $40 million. I've never said pay him $40 million. But you got to look at it and say, Carson Wentz, he's at least as good as Carson Wentz, has a winning record against him, has 2 division titles, has a playoff win, things that Carson Wentz doesn't have. And as you go through with players that have been the highest paid in the NFL that weren't the best quarterback in the NFL, you can look at Matt Ryan when he got his deal. I won't say that he was the best quarterback in football. You can definitely say Kirk Cousins has never been the best quarterback in football. You can look and say Jimmy Garoppolo has never been the best quarterback in football. You can say that Matthew Stafford definitely isn't the best quarterback in football. Yet all these guys have something in common. It was their turn to get paid, and they were the highest paid. And with Pat Mahomes having Dak Prescott as well as Pat Mahomes as their clients, you can believe that he's not looking to go ahead and sign a team-friendly deal. But be that as it may, the NFL league year starts on March 18th, and the legal tampering period starts on the 16th. And between here and now, there's a hell of a lot of work that has to be done by the Dallas Cowboys. You've got a brand new coaching staff. You've got new philosophies that are coming in. And you have 26 free agents. You have to decide by, say, the 10th, who is the guys that you want to keep? Who are the guys that you want to target? Who are the guys you want to let go? Because you are shaping this team right now. And if Dak is your quarterback, okay, you need to figure out getting him signed and keeping the pieces around him. If you're going to change up your defense, you got to figure out, okay, which ones of these defensive linemen are going to fit my scheme? And do we try and target a run stopper, or do we target a safety? And these things need to be done before the free agency period starts, so that way you can make plans to do this. You need to get your contracts in order if you're going to franchise tag Dak Prescott and realize I'm going to spend $33 million of that 77. Which guys am I going to pay here, here, and here, and how am I going to field the team? All this stuff needs to be done in the next 2 weeks, along with looking at the potential people that you're going to try and draft in April. It's a lot of work, and it's mind-blowing. And as Stephen Jones says, player acquisition is a 365-day-a-year job, and that is the truth. So that's where we are with all of that. Now, everybody is getting excited right now about Dez Bryant and Dez Bryant's return. Oh my God, if we get Dez Bryant in there, man, we're going to be great. And here's the thing that I always say, and people, you may say I'm hating, but I'm not trying to hate. I'm trying to be realistic. What we remember is 2014 where he had over 1,300 yards receiving. Ended up having 16 touchdown catches. That was freaking incredible. If we could get that Dez Bryant, hell yeah, I want that Dez Bryant. But here's the reality of it. Since Dez Bryant, since that time, the 3 years after that, he had 31 catches on 72 targets, 401 yards. That's less than 50% completions. And I know we had scrub quarterbacks thrown to him because Tony Romo was out. But still, 12.9 yards of completion. 2016, 50 completions on 96 passes. 15.9, 796 yards. His highest yard per catch average of his career. And then the last year he was here, 69 catches on 132 targets, 12.1. And what you see here is you see numbers that have been declining. So add to that now, Dez didn't play in 2018 and ruptured his Achilles in 2019. So you have to wonder, with that kind of a layoff, 2 years coming back from Achilles tendon, and with his numbers going down since 2014, we're talking 6 years. Is Dez Bryant really going to be the guy that you look at and say is going to be a game changer, that he's going to be a fourth wide receiver? I'm not sure that he's going to be everything that everybody thinks he's going to be. I'm sure the mind is there, but when you talk about that last year, and we talk about how many drop passes we had last year leading the league, Dez was only 52% of his completions were catches. 52. Not great. And if he's going to be our fourth wide receiver, generally speaking, your fourth wide receiver is a special teams guy. And Lord knows we need some special teams guys, because our special teams are not real good, and we need some standouts. So that not only hurts you from that standpoint of developing a young guy, it also hurts you from the standpoint of having a special teams guy on your team. And then, of course, there is the distractions that can be out there. We know that he loves being in the limelight on Twitter and Instagram and everything else, and there's the whole emotional side on there. But I think at this point, here, let me give you another example. Randall Cobb, another guy who said, "Come get me." His numbers from last year, 828 as a slot receiver, not a number one, 15.1 yards per completion, and had a 66% catch rate. Vastly better than what you had from Dez Bryant. So I'm kind of leery on that one. I think the Cowboys will bring him in for a tryout and see, how good is he. They'll kick the tires on it, but I don't think that it's necessarily going to be the big boom that everybody believes it's going to be. Also, Sean Lee says he wants to return next year. Not sure that'll be with the Cowboys, and he's looking around seeing teams that would possibly want to play him. Now, I'll look at this from the other standpoint of him being the second leading tackler on the team. I'll look at it from the standpoint of him knowing more about football than most linebacker coaches do, and look at him from a mentoring standpoint and say, I believe that Jalen Smith And Van Der Esch ended up picking up and learning a lot about football from him. So there is that kind of bonus. And back to Dez Bryant, we do know there is tension between those two guys when Dez Bryant calls Sean Snake Lee. I don't know what else to tell you about that one, but that's just my personal opinion. Don't shoot the messenger. My job here is to try and make you look at both sides of the argument so that way you can make your own decision. Maybe I'm completely wrong and Dez Bryant will be the beast that he was in 2014, but you have to question whether or not he can be. All right, I got to get over in Maryland and get some demo done and get some work up out of here. But as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. I'll see you on the other side.